Hello again. Okay, this is the second part of our lesson, which is about grammar. As you can see, the title is about past simple and or versus present perfect. So these two tenses they are really confusing, and some people do not know where to use each of these tenses. So in this lesson, we're going to see the specificities of each tense and when to use every single tense in its place. Okay, past simple. You use the past simple to talk about finished actions and events in the past when there is a clear reference to a specific time in the past, or when the past time reference is clearly implied or understood. For example, I saw a great film last night. So last night is a specific time, last night. Or you can tell me, for example, the First World War took place in 1914. So 1914 is an exact date, and we use for that simple past. We can never use present perfect for events like that. Did you see it too? It is clear in the context that the question refers to to last night. The past simple is often used with a past time expressions such as yesterday, last week, 3 years ago, 3 days ago, 4 months ago. So expressions like these, we use with them most of the time simple past. It's rare when you can where you can find. It's rare when you can find present perfect used with these tenses or with with these expressions. Okay, something else. For example, you tell me I was born in I don't know in 1990, for example. So you cannot tell me I've been born in 1990. Why? Because as I said, the date 1990 is more specific and is very specific. And for specific dates or specific times in the past, we use simple past. Present perfect. You can use the present perfect simple to talk about finished actions and events in the past when there is no time reference, or when it's not important, or we don't know exactly when the action happened. For example, I have seen it before. It is not important to know exactly when. For example, I ask you about Titanic movie, or I tell you, have you seen it? You tell me, I have seen Titanic movie several times. So the action is finished and the time when it's not specific. So one of the specificities of present perfect is when the time is not clear and is not mentioned and is not specific. Common expressions that refer to periods of time which continue to the present include so far, up to now, over, during the last 3 years. Okay, so far, for example, I tell you, have you understood the lesson so far? Okay, so far in French is jusqu'à maintenant. Uh, up to now. For example, you tell me up to now I have watched 3 series and 4 movies. Okay, it's almost the same meaning as so far. Over or during the last 3 years. You tell me I have, for example, I have learned to speak English during the last 4 years or 4 months, okay, whatever. It depends on the period you have learned English or X language. Okay, it's not more, okay, it's not very important specifically about English. Some time expressions can refer to both a period of time that has finished and a period of time that continues in the present. For example, this morning, today, this week, this month. Have you talked to Simon this morning? It is still morning. Did you talk to Simon this morning? It is the afternoon. The morning has finished. So these parts of the days, we use also present perfect with parts of the days. The morning, the afternoon, the evening. So you can use, not you can, but you should use them with present perfect. And of course, if you are speaking about one part of the day, and you specify the time or the clock, for example, you should use simple past. Ever never. Use ever never to talk and ask about life expressions when the person is still alive. Have you ever been to the South Pole ever at any time during your life or so far? For example, I tell you, have you ever been to America? If yes, you tell me I have been to America. It means I have visited America before. If not, you tell me I have never visited America. So ever we use it for the question and never for the answer. As simple as that. If the person is dead, we use the past simple. Charles Darwin never went to the North Pole. So when the person is dead, we use simple past using never. Not yet. Use not yet to emphasize, to focus, to put the the importance of something that an action or event has not happened at any time up to the present moment. I haven't seen the film yet. It means it's like, for example, when you are writing the lesson and I tell you, have you finished? And you are still writing. You tell me, I haven't finished writing yet. So the action hasn't been fulfilled yet, hasn't been finished yet. Use yet to ask if an action or event has happened before the present moment in time. Have you seen John yet? Has John arrived yet? So we are asking about that specific action, if it's done or not yet. Use already. Use already to emphasize the fact that an action has happened before the present moment in time. They've already gone home, so the action is finished, and it's finished before this moment of speaking. You can use already in questions to express your surprise at the fact that something happened sooner than expected. Have you already finished? Have you finished already? So it's like a rhetorical question. It's like you ask this question at a surprise because you are surprised. So this is the difference between past simple and present perfect in brief. Now we move to the part of exercises.
Exercise 3.
Exercise 1 says...
What's the most exciting thing you have ever done?
Well, I've done so many exciting things. Perhaps the most exciting was when I climbed to the top of Kilimanjaro. I've climbed a lot of mountains, but Kilimanjaro was definitely the best. When I reached the top, I just wanted to shout. It's amazing standing on a snow-capped mountain, looking down over sun-baked Africa.
What was the worst moment of your last trip?
When I caught malaria. I've never felt so ill.
Is there anywhere you haven't visited?
I've never been to the Arctic Circle. I'd love to visit the North Pole. I've never seen the midnight sun or the northern lights. I'd love to do that someday. I've climbed a lot of mountains.
Exercise 4.
Kilimanjaro was definitely the best. Has John arrived yet? I need to see him.
No, he hasn't. He phoned to say he'd be late today.
2.
Have you ever been on a cruise?
No, but my parents are going on one at the end of the month. They're really excited about it.
I've never felt so ill.
3.
Is there anything I can do to help?
No, I've already cooked dinner. We just need to heat it up when the others get back.
I've never seen the midnight sun or
4.
the northern lights. Shall I throw out this old magazine?
No, please don't. I haven't read it yet.
This is for
5.
exercise 4.
Do you mind if I change the channel? Or are you watching the film?
No, turn over. I've already seen this film twice.
Exercise 4. 1.
Has John arrived yet? I need to see him.
No, he hasn't. He phoned to say he'd be late today.
2.
Have you ever been on a cruise?
No, but my parents are going on one at the end of the month. They're really excited about it.
3.
Is there anything I can do to help?
No, I've already cooked dinner. We just need to heat it up when the others get back.
4,
Shall I throw out this old magazine?
No, please don't. I haven't read it yet.
5,
Do you mind if I change the channel? Or are you watching the film?
No, turn over. I've already seen this film twice.
Okay, so this is the end of exercise 4. So, as usual, I'm really happy and glad to deliver and to present you this lesson. I know it's brief, it's short. We wish this crisis would end very soon and we could see each other and see each other face to face and talk about different activities, about different topics, about different things. So, as usual, if you have any questions, remarks, or suggestions, you are welcome to contact me at any time. Do not hesitate. I wish you the best of luck.